VRified Games.
Yeah, come on. You guys can't be serious. Everyone knows VR is dead. Why are you trying to get old classic games in VR? Everyone knows the best way to play these old games is on flat screen.
Oh, sure, except we've done it.
No, it's true. We had. We got the dub with the Dolphin in VR, Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and now Mario Galaxy.
Ah, shut up in your face. Come on, you know these games are meant to be played on the flat screen. How in the hell you can play them in the VR? Come on. That is a ridiculous talk. Oh, sure, that. A ridiculous talk, yeah. Okay, look at this and tell me it's ridiculous now.
Okay, first thing you got to do that you must go to the link in the description for the ISO. It is modded, so regular ISO is not going to work same. And download it. Okay. Open up your Dolphin and make sure you have the pathway set where it can see the game. Okay, next step, right click on the game, go to properties, edit the config, and paste in the config file from the link in the description. Alright, the next step. Make sure your settings look like my settings, or else your VR experience will not be the same as my VR experience. Hey, come on. Okay, once you have all of that done, you're ready to play it in the VR. Flat screen, my hairy Italian asshole. Okay, I have to admit, maybe I was wrong. Okay, pass me your HEMED thingamajigger.
What's up, player? Yeah. Yeah, Living Dad talking here. Coming to you live with Daigo from VRified Games. How we doing, Daigo?
I'm a Miad.
Uh-huh.
Yep. We're back at it again with part 3 of Super Mario VR All-Stars.
So, if you've been following along, you'll know our mission statement was essentially to get the Super Mario 3D All-Stars game that was released on Switch into VR. Now, this is possible because those games were actually re-releases of N64, GameCube, and Wii titles. And how we're able to get them into VR is through the magic of Dolphin VR, an emulator which runs all 3 systems. Now, it's not as simple as just getting the games and running them through the emulator. There are things you have to do in order to get them up and running. So if you want to get this up and running for yourselves, you can watch the first 2 parts, Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine VR. In there you'll find setup guides. And this is no different. Mario and Luigi will have a guide at the beginning of this video. So what we're essentially running here is a modded ISO of Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii. This modded ISO puts us firmly in a first-person perspective. Everything else is done through coding within the emulator. Okay, so what is Super Mario Galaxy? Well, Super Mario Galaxy was the first mainline Mario title to be released on the Nintendo Wii, and it is the follow-up to Super Mario Sunshine on GameCube. Now, as with all the 3D Mario games, there is a gimmick. The gimmick here is the use of motion controls. So what you can do is you can point at the screen to collect stars, crystals.
Dear Mario, I'll be waiting for you at the castle on the night of the Star Festival. There's something I'd like to give you. From Peach.
And to also shoot them at enemies. You can tilt your nunchuck to control Mario in various situations, like when he's surfing on that weird animal thing. You can shake your Wiimote to do a shake attack, which in first person is actually really cool because you feel as though you're actually bashing items and enemies, so that's pretty cool. So the plot, as with every Mario game, is pretty simple. The princess is kidnapped by Bowser and you have to go and rescue her. The difference being you're no longer in the Mushroom Kingdom, but the greater galaxy. Yeah, Mario goes intergalactic.
Oh, man.
Now, even though you've got all that motion control goodness, it still retains the feel of Mario gameplay, with his jumps, platforming, and all of that. Of course, it now being in a first-person perspective, it becomes 10 times more difficult. But that's the name of the game here at VRified Games. We try to get games as immersive as we could possibly get them. And out of all three of these Super Mario VR All-Stars titles, Super Mario Galaxy is the most immersive simply because of the motion controls. Otherwise it's on a par with Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario 64, which both use standard controllers. Now, as with the last two titles, this is not without flaws. Unfortunately, the Dolphin VR emulator has not had an update in years. Now, I go on about this in almost every video I do about Dolphin VR, but it is a crying shame to this day that it has not carried on, or that no one has picked up the reins and run with it, because this was the killer app back in 2016. Before updates stopped coming, this was the app to have in VR. And it's sad to see everything else progressing but that staying the same, and its limitations becoming more and more evident and apparent with each passing year. But yeah, as the emulator hasn't been updated, it's plagued by the same issues it was plagued all those years ago. That being slow down under heavy load and choppy audio here and there. Now, with our settings, we've managed to mitigate that as much as possible. However, it's a balancing act, because when you improve the sound, you do in fact slow down the game speed. So it's a fine line that you have to walk in order to get this right. Now, you can have super smooth gameplay and terrible audio, or you can have amazing audio and your gameplay is to a standstill. So you do have to kind of mess around with that a little. And as everyone's system is different, your mileage may vary. But the settings at the beginning that Mario and Luigi go over, those are the settings that work for us. So, I have a confession that Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 are my favorite Mario games of all time. And that might seem blasphemous because, you know, I can hear them already screaming, Mario 64 is the greatest Mario game of all time. And then I hear all these boomers screaming, Super Mario Brothers, what's wrong with you? But of the 3D Mario games, Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2 are my absolute favourites. Those are the ones I sunk so many hours into, and it's down to motion controls. I loved the Wii when it came out. Absolutely loved it. So, and I'm going to sound like a broken record because I say this in almost every video. Being in the world, or galaxy, of Super Mario, actually being in his shoes, looking around the world, seeing everything, 60OF, 3D, is absolutely amazing. This is why I love Dolphin VR so much. The nostalgia factor of playing these games when I was younger, playing them again now in VR, in a perspective, in a way that I never thought possible way back in late 90s, early 2000s when I was playing these games originally. So, yeah, this concludes our Super Mario VR All-Stars coverage. Oh, I know, sad. But the main aim was to get Super Mario 3D All-Stars, get those 3 core games, get them into VR. Now, I may revisit this with Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is essentially Super Mario Galaxy but souped up. I may look at the Mario Kart series or other Mario games, but the mission statement was 3D All-Stars, and we have those in VR now. And you can play them yourselves right now. Go ahead and download, links in the description. Go ahead and check out the other 2 games in the series. Links in the description there also. Get downloading, get playing. Alright, so yeah, guess we're going to leave it there. So like, comment and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, queries, any critiques, put them down below. If indeed there are any games you'd like us to look at VRifying in the future, put that down below and we will presumably get back to you if we read the comment. Okay, so yeah, VRified Games out.
Yeah, VRified Games, outer space. Plumbing. Yeah, I guess spaceships would need a plumber. All them astro toilets. Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh. Oh. Yeah.